Hi everyone, welcome to our Summer Reading Club Craft Day. My name is Dabney, I'm the Young Adult Librarian at the Twin Lakes Library System and I use they, them pronouns. Today we are going to be making dragon egg crafts, and so I have 3 different options for you all today, and there's different materials depending on which one you want to do. So my first one is one that I made yesterday, and this is my Papier Mache dragon egg. What you'll need for this is a balloon. So blow it up to whatever size and shape you want. Just know that with a bigger size like this, it took me about 3 hours to papier mache all of this shredded paper onto here. So it's time consuming if you make a bigger shape, but hey, maybe you've got time. So for this I use shredded paper. I'm upcycling this shredded paper. If you ever need shredded paper for craft projects, see me because I have a lot of it. Unfortunately, shredded paper can't be recycled, so that's why I'm using it for my crafts. And to get that to stick on the balloon, I made a mixture of 2 parts Elmer's glue and 1 part water. So when I started out, I didn't know how much I would need, so I did like 2 tablespoons of glue, 1 tablespoon of water, and I actually had to make 2 mixtures because I ran out of the glue as I went along. But again, to do this, you've got your mixture. I just put it in like a little Tupperware container and then just put in small handfuls of shredded paper, got it soaked in the glue, and then placed it on here. What I saw online is a lot of people use like torn up pieces of newspaper for this, as well as maybe adding some torn up pieces of tissue paper to give it color. And they said to do about 3 layers because once this is dried, you're going to pop the balloon, and then if you don't have enough layers that have like dried and hardened around your balloon, your shape could collapse, so make sure you're doing that. As you can see, this isn't complete. There's like gaps in here, and so I'll probably need to work on this some more later to make sure I have enough layers for it. And yeah, this also, they said, might need to dry for like 1 to 2 days. I did this last night, so it's not totally dry, but it's been so hot recently that, I feel like if it was a really hot day and you let this, hang outside somewhere, you should be good to go. But yeah, we'll get back to this some more later. The other type of dragon egg you could make is you could go online and look up some dragon egg pictures just to get a look of what you might like if you don't already have an idea. And you could paint a rock. So this is one of my favorite rocks. I'm not going to paint it because I like it the way it is. This is one I found outside. But you could paint these like whatever dragon eggs you find that you like. And the great thing about painting rocks is if you mess up, you could either wash the paint off, or if it's not coming off your egg, you could just wait for it to fully dry and then paint over it. So, and then the other one I thought would be fun and I'm going to do today is painting a plastic Easter egg. So, for this, I actually did look up a picture online of one of my favorite dragon eggs, which is from the Netflix show The Dragon Prince. So as you can see, this egg is very sparkly and glowing, and I wish I had some glitter. Like they sell glitter that is like big pieces. If I had glitter right now, I would just probably paint a base coat on here, like a, sparkly blue, and then Mod Podge big glitter pieces on here. But I don't, so we're just going to paint this as it is. I was also looking up how to upcycle plastic Easter eggs, and one of the ideas I saw was to put LED lights in here, and then that kind of just glows through the plastic, and it looked really cool. So if I find some LED lights, I will probably do that with this egg. I know that sometimes they sell like little night lights and things at the Dollar Tree, so that could be an option of like where you could find some of this stuff. Honestly, the Dollar Tree has lots of really cheap craft supplies. That's where I go to get, just random things that I might need. And we're going to get started in just a second. But really quick, I'm going to give you all your activation code, because if you watched Monday's episode where I did my book talk about some really great books about dragons, I forgot to give the activation code during that video. My bad. I put it in the notes of the video in case you missed it. But today's code is Toothless. Toothless as in Hiccup's dragon in How to Train Your Dragon, which is an excellent dragon movie. I had never watched them until this year. It was recently, and my friend came over and we just binge watched all 3 movies, and I was very emotional. I am using this kind of paint. It is folk art, metallic, blue sapphire. It's pretty much empty. Hopefully there's some more in this one. You can get these at Walmart. Let's see. There's more in here. So sometimes when we're doing crafts at the library, some of the students will tell me, hey, we're out of this, there's no paint in here, and I'm just like, take off the top of the paint and just stick your paintbrush in there, there's still paint. I really like to try and use like all of the supplies before we throw things away. And let's see. Yeah, How to Train Your Dragon. If you didn't know, those movies are actually based on like I think it's more of a middle grades book series, and you can find them on RBDigital. They have the audiobooks. You can just go on there and search for the author name. I can't remember her name at the moment. But yeah, search for her name and they will come up. I have a thing of water here. I'm trying to get my paintbrush clean. And right now my egg is, the paint's pretty wet, so I'm going to leave it as it is and maybe paint a little bit on here. I don't know. Another thing I saw you could do with plastic Easter eggs that's dragon related is I found a tutorial on making bath bombs, and I'm going to link that to the video. I would really like to try it. And if you get on there and you're like, this is a kid's craft, yes, it is on a one of those like blogs that parents run about like, hey, here's some crafts you can do with your kids. But it's an all ages craft. I personally would really enjoy making it. Let's see, it requires a few things like baking soda, citric acid. I don't know where you would get citric acid, but probably Walmart. Cornstarch, food coloring, water, and if you want it to have like, a nice scent, you could get essential oils, which they sell at Walmart. I bought some recently. And this also had like, they put little dragons in their eggs, which I thought was so cute. And it's like you mix it all up, you put it in your Easter egg with the dragon, and then when it's dried, you open it up and you can put it in your bath and have a dragon bath. I really want to do that. Maybe not right now because it's really hot. But anyways, let's see. I don't know, I kind of like this unpainted, but let's try a few things. I wish I had some glitter again, because glitter is great. You could give your eggs different textures. You know, if you want like a feathery egg, or I don't know, a rock-like texture. You can glue different things on there to give it that. Let's do a sample on the bottom and see. I sort of wish I had done like a blue or green balloon instead of orange. I feel like a lot of my crafting choices, like I kind of have that hindsight after I get started, like, I should have done it this way. I'm an impulsive crafter. Like, I just get an idea and I don't necessarily, like, you know, I'll buy supplies sometimes if I need to, but I kind of just go for it, and then I'm like, you know, I should have planned this a bit better. Anyways, I really like metallic paint. And speaking of, I should have planned this better. Now that I'm painting this, I'm like, I should have done, I'll probably go back and change it and maybe do like dark blue on the bottom and then this light color, light blue, and sort of mix those layers. And then at the top, you know, maybe do some silver and have some like white accents. Or, it could be better to do like maybe some black at the bottom, then mix that into the dark blue, and then, you know, an ombre effect. So I'm gonna maybe do that in a second. Let's see how our other egg is doing. Okay, I'm gonna tilt this down so you can see my egg. Ta-da! And this water is so shimmery right now. If you ever wanted to make like a potion bottles craft, I recommend using metallic paints because that is just really pretty. Okay, so it's not really going to look like the Dragon Prince egg right now, but I'm going to add some little highlights maybe. Okay, this one is not showing up. Let's try silver. I also had an idea that with the Easter eggs, what you could do is get some glow-in-the-dark paint. Oh, this is pearl white. I thought this was silver. It's not. That's okay. Ooh. Anyways, you could get some glow-in-the-dark paint and do like either some spots on your egg, like some glowing spots, or do the whole egg glow in the dark, and I think that'd be really cool. I'll probably add some glowing stuff to this. So we've got some little patches on here. And let's see. The Dragon Prince egg had a little bit of some like lightly pink areas. And I'll probably go over this at the end and maybe do that one kind of paint that was just like sparkly and no color. Once it's all dried, I'd probably go over it with that. And then to seal it, you know, once you've got your different paint layers, you can go and cover it all with Mod Podge after it's all dried, and that'll kind of seal your paint. So I'm going to add some silver. I wish I could remember the name of the dragon in The Dragon Prince. I have not finished watching it. I'm like, dropping my egg. Oh no. I know I watched the first 2 seasons, and I keep being like, I'm going to watch the rest of it, but I don't tend to watch things by myself. So, right now I'm by myself, so it's hard to watch anything. Okay, so this is what we're working with. And this is just the very beginning. I will probably add some more colors to this. Maybe some glow in the dark, maybe some glitter. It's gonna look very sparkly and pretty when I'm done. But yeah, that's our craft for today. Hopefully, you know, you'll try one of these or all of these at home. And again, if you haven't picked up a craft bag from the library, we have 20 bags that we're giving away to teens, so if you need some craft supplies, go by the library. We're open now Monday through Saturday, 10 to 2. Ask them for a craft bag and they'll get it to you. Yeah, hope you all have a good rest of your week. Bye.